Hey, it's your girl Barbie J. Welcome to my channel. Hey there everybody, it's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of Tyler Perry's other comedy drama, Zatima, Season 3, Episode 14. Free ZAC, everybody. We got the free ZAC. And the synopsis for this episode reads, ZAC sees the light but struggles with a harsh decision made by Fatima. This is true. And Angela is floored when a new friend gets the wrong idea about her. Is it a friend or is it just a hookup? Because Angela got to stop bringing these stray men home. Anywho, before we get started, if you're new here or if you're returning here and have not subscribed to this channel as of yet, please take a moment right now and hit that subscribe button, then hit the notification bell and select all. It'll let you know every time I upload any new content to this channel, June BLC. Then I ask that you smash that like button, write a comment, and join the conversation and share because sharing is caring. Now, this episode starts off the way the last episode ended, with that officer showing ZAC a picture of Fatima hugging somebody. ZAC ain't trying to hear it from him. He ain't trying to listen until the officer tell him that he knows Nathan. He's like, you know Nathan? Yeah, that's my boy. But he's like, nah, I still don't want to talk to him. And Nathan's, yeah, put him on speaker, put me on speaker and stuff. And the officer's like, I'm sneaking doing this. I can't be doing that. So he forces ZAC to take the phone, and ZAC's like, yo, what do you want? And he's like, yo, you supposed to be a free man. He tells him that Jeremiah's alive. And he says, so why am I up in here? And he's like, I don't know. He said, call Fatima. He's like, Fatima, Connie, and Tony all know. And that's why I'm trying to get word to you. He said, how long ago did they go to the hospital? And he's like, about 1 or 2 hours ago. So what kind of mess does ZAC think Fatima's supposed to kill herself doing 1 or 2 hours ago to get him out? To get him out for something he did on his own when she asked him not to. Let's be real. Make it make sense, somebody. Ain't nobody gonna be rushing out there at nighttime trying to free you. We deal with it in the morning, and I was with Fatima with that part. We deal with it in the morning, but it seemed like she took it a little further, and I get it. I get it, but ZAC doesn't get it. Nor does dumb behind Nathan, who ain't got a pot to piss in, ain't got a home of his own, bouncing from house to house, and can't even live in the house that he probably was paying mortgage on with his wife and 2 kids. So ZAC tells him to call Bryce and tell Bryce to get in touch with that Judge Simon that they did a real estate deal with and then get back to him. So he texts Nathan Bryce's number, gave the officer his phone back, complaining that it stank, and then, oh God, and then sat down thinking about how they left him in there. I was like, you need to think about what you did wrong, ZAC, because all of those people were trying to check you. And not even that, you whipped Tony and Nathan's behind. You know what I mean? Y'all should be feeling some kind of way getting your butts beat by him with the mess that he caused. Jeremiah is y'all friend too, and he could be dead right now. And Nathan, you are not helping the situation by trying so hard to get him out right away. He does need to learn his lesson. Honestly, he does. I don't know if it needs to be a long time, but he needs to get it in his head, and he doesn't see the magnitude of what he caused. And like I said before, assault is a crime, and you can be arrested for that as well. So now we see Nathan going to see Tony at the barbershop. And he doesn't even notice that Tony is high as hell up in there. And he's telling him that he spoke to ZAC, and ZAC wants him to reach out to Bryce and something about a judge. And he's like, well, did you do that? He said, I couldn't reach him. He didn't answer. So Tony suggested Nathan goes to the office and wait for, Bryce to come in the morning. And he's like, yeah, that's a good idea. That's what I'll do. But he's still upset. Can't understand how y'all got ZAC sitting up in there in jail. And Tony said, well, ZAC got to learn a lesson. It could have been worse. I'm just glad that we know he'll be home soon and that Jeremiah is alive. He's like, yeah, whatever, dude. I ain't going to go there with you. But you're not thinking. Nathan is so not thinking. But anyway, he only understands because he's been sitting up in jail before, for some nonsense. Maybe, like Fatima said, ZAC been in there before. He'll be fine, especially for one night. It's one night only, one night only. Let me stop. Anyway, now we have this quick scene with Fatima and Angela in the gym working out and trying to keep healthy. And Fatima has to encourage her by telling her there's nothing wrong with being a little healthy and getting your heart rate up. And she said, and looking at all these beautiful men. And Angela starts smiling and say, oh yeah, that one over there is good looking and stuff. And then Angela brings up the fact that she knows that ZAC is innocent. And I'm like, how did she find out that quick? Bryce didn't even know. So I'm just trying to understand, how did Angela get the news so fast? Somebody put it down in the comment section if they know how that happened. And then Angela asks Fatima, is she going to get ZAC out soon? And she's like, look, ZAC need to know that there's consequences to his actions. And she's like, okay, but are you going to get him out soon? She said, I'm going to make some calls when I get back to the office. But then we see this brother come out and he's looking at his phone and he's looking up at them and he looks at his phone and come over and he says, hi, I'm Jake. And he said, you are? And she said, not interested. He's like, well, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to your friend. But I'm like, you're standing right in front of her, addressing her. So Angela gets off the elliptical machine and she starts flirting with him and tells him, let's go over here and I'll give you my number. But I'll be honest, I hope she's not about to invite him home. So now we see Bryce coming into his and Zach's office and Nathan's sitting there since 4 a.m. And he jumps up, oh, I don't have any money. I don't have any money. Don't rob me. I don't have any money. And he's like, it's Nathan, Bryce. Ain't nobody trying to rob you. Ain't nobody trying to rob you. And and Bryce is realizing what he said. Oh, that was really bad of me to say that. No, you's a racist mother. You know what? You know what I mean? Come on. You in a black man's office and see a black man there and you automatically think we're going to rob you. That's what Nathan said. And I was right with him on that. Anyway, Nathan gives Bryce Zach's message about calling Judge Simon, and he lets him know that Jeremiah is alive and stuff. And Bryce is like, you sure? I saw the video. He's like, dude, I'm telling you, he's alive, all right? Bryce is so stupid. So he's like, but it's 7 a.m. And he's like, looking at him, Nathan's like, I don't care what time it is. He said, well, he ain't gonna do us no favor at this time. So then he dials the number and Nathan's like, yeah, give me the judge's number. And Bryce looked at him like he cuckoo crazy. Like, I wish I would give you this judge's number. And then Nathan's like, forget it. That's all right. And I'm laughing like it wasn't gonna happen anyway, Nathan. Really. So Bryce finished talking to Judge Simon, who is pissed that he's calling him that early in the morning. He hangs up and Nathan's like, what'd he say? And he said, he can't help us. And he's like, why? And that's when Zach calls and Nathan puts him on speaker. And Bryce is so dumb. Hey, Zach, how you doing? What you been up to? And Zach is like, oh, I'm just chilling. What you think I'm doing? He loses it on him and stuff. And he said, oh, I'm sorry. Nathan's looking at him like, what are you, an idiot or something, So he lets him know that Judge Simon said he'll look into it. And he's like, that's it. And he said, yeah, because there still may be some charges for assault. And he was like, the video is making the rounds, so they've seen it. He said, well, charge him for the assault. And he's like, there still may be some issues with your release. So Zach thinks this is BS. And Nathan's like, we're going to get you out. He's like, how? And Bryce said, we're going to try to make bail. He said, but if we do this, this is all the money we have. I'm going to try to contact Preston and stuff. He said, do what you got to do to let me out. And then Zach asked, did you talk to Fatima? And he said, no, you want me to call her? He said, no, don't call Fatima. Don't let her know. I'm telling you, Bryce, don't do it. Bryce said, okay, I won't say anything. And then Zach said, I'm going to call y'all every hour on the hour for an update. I said, when did prisoners get a chance to call every hour on the hour? Okay, maybe he's not in prison yet. He's in jail. But when did you get to call every hour on the hour? Come on now. Where he get money on his books to do that? I'm just asking. I don't know. Do they have to have money on their books to make those calls? Somebody let me know down in the comment section because I ain't ever been to prison, so I don't know. I ain't been in jail either, so I don't know. So now back at the gym, we have Fatima running into her old bestie, Leslie, who just moved to Atlanta with her husband, Malachi. She was living in Germany, but she just left the military. So I guess that's why she moved back there. And so Fatima and her talking, there was something strange with their energy. I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but there was something strange with the energy. And Leslie's asking her what happened, like how did they lose touch? And she said, I don't know. And then Leslie's very interested in them going out to dinner and catching up because they had a lot to catch up on. And Fatima's like, cool, Fatima let her know that she's engaged and she's like, oh, I got to meet this guy and yada, yada, yada. Then Angela turns around and says, hi. And Fatima introduces them and she goes, oh, I'm Fatima's new best friend. You're going to have to get in line. And she's like, ooh, okay. She was like, we could share her. And she's like, yes, because Fatima has a lot of heart to share. That's what Angela said. So then they left and parted ways, saying it was nice meeting you. And then Fatima asked Angela about her and Jake the snake. No, she called him Jake the stray. She called him and stuff. And she said, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, she ain't made no plans. She said, I know you done made some kind of plans. And then they left. So now it's the end of the day, and Angela's stopping by Fatima's office, and she's following up to see if she did anything to get ZAC out of jail and stuff. And she said, oh, yeah, I called Ben upstairs, but he's in court, so I have to wait till he comes out. And Angela's like, so you going to just leave your man up in jail all day like this and stuff? And she's like, you just being too cool about this. And Fatima's like, because I'm not trying to talk about it. So then Angela says, well, it's 5 o'clock and I'm leaving. And Fatima looks up at her real strange and said, you never leave at 5 o'clock. She was like, yes, I always do. And she messing with her hair looking guilty or something. And she said, are you inviting him over to your house? And she was like, no, no. And then she kind of admits she is. And she said, Angela, I told you about bringing these strays to your house and stuff. You got to be careful. And she's like, look, you being judgmental. That sounds like being judgmental. He's harmless. He said he ain't going to do nothing. He said, how you know he's harmless? You don't even know the guy. So Angela, to me, is not thinking clearly at all. You care more about Zach's life in jail than your own life bringing strange men to your house. What is wrong with you, girl? Am I wrong about this, y'all? Because this sounds really strange to me. So Fatima just tells her, look, be careful and call me when he leaves. I was like, call him when he leaves. He might have stabbed her and killed her up before he leaves. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So this scene here, I didn't really like. We have Nathan and Bryce sitting in the Atlanta Metro Police Station, and they waiting for Zach. Zach comes out, and he and Nathan do this quick little handshake or dance. Maybe it's something they made for when they get out of jail, since both of them been in there a couple of times. I don't know. But anyway, he's happy to see them. He's free. And then what I didn't like is here is Bryce extending his hand to shake his hand. Zach acting like he don't want to shake his hand, which he doesn't. Then Bryce tried to hug him. He's like, ruff, ruff, ruff. He don't want him to touch him or anything. But you used him. You would still be in that jail if Bryce didn't help you. What happened to your morals? That's why Fatima's saying Zach ain't learned nothing. Zach doesn't understand because you use this man to help you get out and then you can't even thank him. You're going to thank you. That's not what you do. You do a heartfelt thank you. You don't use people like this. And I didn't like when Zach did that. And then Zach don't want to ride with Bryce, but Nathan came with Bryce. So Zach is pissed off about that. And then him and Nathan leave out the front door of the precinct and they're like, F you and F you and F you. Huh. And they walk out. And I was like, how freaking immature was that? That was very childish. And this is what I'm saying about them. They both still got a lot of growing to do. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all thought about that. I feel that was so uncalled for, but y'all know that's just my opinion. So now we're over at Angela's house and she has Jake there sitting on the couch and they're talking and laughing. And he's like, so what's up? I know you didn't call me over here just to talk. She's like, why you say that? He's like, I know you. I know what you're into. She's like, what are you talking about? He said, you the big black bitch. She's like, what the hell did you say to me? Did you just call me a fat biatch? And he said, no, there must be some misunderstanding. She's like, no, you got to go. And he's like, what? So he left out telling her to lose his number. And then Angela called Fatima to tell her what just happened. So as they're on the phone discussing it, he comes back and he's banging on the door real aggressively and stuff. Told him, I know I'm not crazy. You trying to make me think I'm crazy. I know the things I've seen you doing before. Now you trying to act like you embarrassed and all this stuff. He going in and Fatima's telling her, don't answer that door. Don't open that door. Don't open that door. And she goes over to the door. Go away. I'm going to call the police. I got a gun. And Fatima's like, oh, Lord. She said, stay on the phone. I'm coming now. And Fatima's grabbing her bag. And he's like, come over to the window. Look, come to the window. And she's like, I'm not going nowhere. And she finally goes to the window and she looks at I guess he holds up his cell phone and she's like, oh, my God. And Fatima's like, what? What happened? And I'm like, oh my goodness. I said, I bet you y'all that damn Belinda done did something. Remember Belinda had that fake profile on Fatima? And I have a feeling Belinda did that because when they were out drinking and Belinda and Angela told Belinda she's starting to see her the way that Fatima saw her and she don't know why she's still her friend. I bet you Belinda done put something together. But then I was thinking about it. How would Belinda get these videos? I'm assuming it's a video of Angela doing some freaky stuff or something like that. So it would have had to be one of the guys that Angela was messing with. They were secretly recording their sessions or something. I mean, that's all I could think of. Y'all put it down in the comment section what y'all think it is. But that's it for this episode. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share to this channel. And I will see you all in the next video. It's your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.